Yeah. Shawn Black.
How are
Dude,
you
it's been a
doing?
while, man. It's been a while. We first met at Imaging like 2 years ago in Louisville when I stole that table. No table this time, so sorry for the disappoint. How you been, man?
Not bad. A little bit tired now where it's the third day of imaging. Everything's starting to shut down, I think, in another 15, 20 minutes. Taught yesterday, and I'm done. I get to just sort of walk around and talk to people mode now and enjoy the last of it and settle in with maybe a martini later and some good conversations.
That's great, man. That's absolutely great. Since I last talked to you, AIBP it's been growing, man. It's been growing. Even Boudoir has been more of a focus, even for the PPA and for imaging. What have you been up to, man?
Over the past probably 2 years since we last sat down, I have been behind the scenes advocating furiously with all the major conferences, but specifically with PPA and imaging, because before recently, they've never really embraced the boudoir genre, and they'd bring it in with one class, and that was really it. This year, they developed for us in a complete boudoir track with 8 classes taught by full-time boudoir photographers, myself being one of them, and they showed up and we showed out. All of the classes were at least full or standing room only.
Nice.
Last night we had a photographer, Emma Finch from the UK. It's her first time speaking in the US. We've had her in AIBP speak on our webinars. She had 247 people in one of the main ballrooms, and this is her first time over here, and no name recognition yet, but the desire to hear another boudoir topic discussed. So we are thrilled that they listened, they promoted, which was amazing to see on their social media feeds. For probably the past 2 months, they were almost consistently every week putting out one of our images and saying, yep, the boudoir track and all of that. So I want to thank PPA and imaging for finally really starting to embrace one of the faster growing and underrepresented genres within the photography industry. With AIBP, yes, I'm obviously always on my soapbox advocating for it, but to see it starting to pay off in the larger conferences and the larger associations so that we're not hidden in the back room, so to speak.
Right. Plus, you've been working hard to to get rid of that image that tarnished boudoir.
Yes, I always work to tarnish my image.
They're gone now. No, you've been working hard, man, to fix the perspective of what boudoir is, right? And we talked 2 years ago with the misconception that it's pornography and et cetera like that. Long has that changed since then, and I feel that it is a respected medium as it should have been.
The stigma is starting to go away a little bit more. Last night, it took a huge step forward with the fact that in the Grand Imaging Awards, a boudoir image took second.
Nice.
Andrew Heorth, who's an amazing boudoir photographer out of Canada, spoke at the AIBP retreat this past November. He had the number 1 image in the boudoir category and second overall.
Wonderful.
So
man.
Seeing things like that means that not only are the administration starting to see that we need representation within it, but judges are starting to see that we're a legitimate art category. It's not porn, it's not scandalous, it's not taboo. And the more that we can work and get boudoir within the public eye, the better it is going to be and the less that stigma is going to stick with us.
Agreed, man. Agree. I'm curious, for the boudoir world, how do you feel AI is going to play a part into it?
AI, for what I do, doesn't really scare me, because boudoir is more about the experience as well as the imagery.
Right.
And for boudoir, it could have the same damage that if someone over retouches with Photoshop right now.
True.
So it's just a matter of who that person is controlling that tool. If they're the type of person that's going to sit there and take someone who's got a larger body and liquefy them down because they think the ideal body aesthetic is a size 0, what's the difference if they do it with AI or AI does it itself, or they're just making that conscious choice? With my brand, I'm not someone that changes their bodies. I'm like, what I use, both Photoshop or any of the retouching tools, especially the AI-based Evoto behind us, is to polish that final image and to create, sort of to use a car analogy is, yep, car comes out, it's beautiful, but it shines even more with the wax on it. That's putting that final polish on an image. And the experiential fact, AI is never going to be able to cut into that. The way that a woman feels when she sees herself on that back of camera, where I tell her, I'm like, there's no Keebler elves inside the camera retouching you and making you look like that. That's you. You look like that, and you can look like that every day if you want to. So there's no way AI can cut into that and create that feeling during a session.
Right.
You need to be taking the photo. You need to be realizing that you're stepping out of your comfort zone and doing something that you've never been able to do before. And one of the most daunting things that I've always thought was, most people don't like they're getting their photos taken.
Yeah.
The idea of doing it in your underwear is even that much more daunting. And when you take and you step out of that box and realize, oh my God, I didn't die. I can do this. And not only did I not die, I feel amazing about myself. I feel like I am so much more than what I thought I could be. And that's what true empowerment boudoir is about.
I know the boudoir genre from talking to you, Kate, Jessica, Tamara, all these wonderful people, which it's been a very rewarding experience getting to know all of them. Interesting how you all know each other and that happened. But I feel that photographers get harped on the fact that if you use AI to edit the image, that it takes away from the photo, but you guys are about the experience. And I feel that photographers can learn from that because they're focused on selling an image, the photo.
Yes.
And if any shift happens that impacts that, it's like their world shakes.
I akin it to when we went from analog to digital and everyone's like, oh my God, the sky is falling. Like digital is going to destroy photography. Yes, film is great. I used to love sitting in a dark room all day, but I look at it as it's just another type of photography. And having digital tools like Photoshop or Evoto or any of these other things that are now coming out with AI, it's just like when you used to dodge and burn an analog print.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I'm bringing out the sky that much more.
The good old larger days, you know?
It's like, difference is, I'm like, I was using a piece of cardboard cut out in the shape of the cloud that I'm sliding in and out of the frame as I'm in the enlarger. And now you do it digitally. And in order to speed things up, AI is allowing us to take that next step and use tools that instead of me having to go and decide these sliders, no, it's making some of the choices for me based off of the presets I put in. But for someone like me, and this is something that a lot of people don't realize or don't know about me, is I'm actually colorblind.
I didn't know that.
I can see color, but I see it differently than most everyone else.
Yeah.
I've got an issue with my optic nerve where I interpret color differently. I see further than most people on the spectrum, but certain colors smash together for me. So having a tool like AI where I learned in my wedding days, in order to white balance, I could do a wedding as long as it was white in the frame. I could figure it out and I would get there. The overall thing is it was costing me more time, which in turn cost me more money or time with the things that I want to be doing, my family, shooting more. Now having a tool that can sit there and say, yep, here it is. This is the sort of color grade that you want on it and replicate that. And then I'm just making tweaks. I'm not a huge proponent of just letting AI do everything. I'm still going in and what I consider hand editing, but I'm letting AI do the heavy lifting of the replicating it through it. I'm copy and pasting, and it's going through and making those changes as I set it to do. I'm never going to ever want AI to completely take over because then I'm no longer the artist.
Right.
I'm only part of that equation. So there is that evolution where there will be some of those artists that they're willing to say AI is holding onto the wheel as well. But myself, it's a tool in the toolbox.
No, that makes sense. 2026 has been a good year, especially for Boudoir here at Imaging.
Yep.
What is 2026 for you? What are you looking to get out of it?
2026 for me, aside from this great start that we had, like I said, with Imaging, now that we're starting into conference season, is seeing education continue to roll, Boudoir continue to get its place at the table. But the biggest thing for me, especially with AIBP, is we are tapping into the Latin American market more, as well as pushing into Europe. But the bigger one we're really proud of is coming up in the end of January. Is we have monthly educational webinars in AIBP, and up until now, everyone has been in English. They've been English speaking photographers, whether they be native English speakers or it's a second language for them. We have a Mexican photographer that is going to do the entire webinar in Spanish, and we'll be translating for the English market this time. So having that comfort level and realizing, why are we downplaying and making you as a Latin American speaking photographer have to take that extra step when now we're growing enough to bring in amazing educators from different areas in the world and speak in their native tongue. So we're looking to expand, but the two markets, because one, Latin America is right beneath us, and two, the easier one, because of English speaking, moving into Europe and getting a foothold there more than we already have.
I don't know how good these microphones are, but hold on. The Expo just closed. We got 4 minutes, Shawn.
Yeah. Feels like New Year's Eve. 5, 4.
Yeah. All right. That was fun. They're loud. That's great that you have someone that speaks the language, but also they're able to inject the culture. You know what I mean? They bring that culture and they understand the market because they understand how Latin people may interact or they may feel about certain things, maybe the stigmas of putting themselves out there in that fashion.
And that's what we're really excited about, with the idea that Latin American photographers shoot slightly differently than we do. It's like we're all in the same genre, but due to their upbringing, due to their cultural beliefs, they've got a different style and different nuances than we have. Same thing even with the UK. When we had Emma do her webinar, I think it was 2 or 3 months ago, she brought a whole different nuance. I'm like, yes, she's English, but they have a different set of morals, a way around how they perceive boudoir to be, and bringing that in and mixing that with how we do things in the States is only going to make us better photographers. It's going to help those in the UK and Europe and Latin American markets absorb some of how we do it. So it's that great cultural exchange.
That's great. Absolutely great. One last thing. I know I said it before in the last episode, but I'll say it again. Where can people find you and your work and the association?
So AIBP is AIBPphotog.com. And the last P is the only P in it. So it's not AIBP and then Photog. It is an amazing opportunity to find your tribe, because as photographers, we're very isolated. We have us, our client, maybe an assistant. We don't have that water cooler talk. So it's a community based around boudoir. As far as finding me, my studio name is Couture Black, and it is coutureblack.com. Instagram is Couture Black Photo.
Nice.
And anyone, Facebook, friend me, message me. I am more than happy to give my perspective, reach out, help you with a question. It's always me who's answering the messages.
That's great. Well, Shawn, man, I'm glad you're my closer for the Expo. I'll be doing more later on, but always great seeing you, man.
Good seeing you.
And I'm happy to hear that, the AIBP, the boudoir track is growing. Can't wait to see what happens the next time we talk, man.
I am thrilled to be a part of this, and also giving you your kudos in what you've done in the 2 years since we last spoke. Now you're balling, you've got the high hair and all of this, and you're the big man on campus walking around. So congratulations to you as well.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Thrilled.
Thanks.